Hello students, today we are going to start with our second lesson of history, colonization of India. Actually this lesson we will divide it in the two or four lectures. Why? Because this is one of the biggest lesson of SST. So actually the title is colonization of India from trade to territory. Already we have learnt about the colonization in the previous chapter. Colonization is nothing but only one powerful country controls the another weak country in all the matters. That is called as a colonization. Okay. And here the country which is colonized is India, and the country who colonized, that is British or England. Okay, so now from trade to territory means what? Actually the Britishers enter in our country as a trader, but they slowly grab the whole and soul powers of the India, and then how they got all these powers, we'll see the story of that in this lesson. Now, in this lecture, we are going to include, or we are going to discuss these points. Okay. Now, first, I would like to introduce you the lesson, or the beginning of the lesson. That is, actually, after the death of the Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal power started to decline. Means what? Whatever the control, whatever the power of the Mughals, that started to reduce. Because of that, whatever the area which was under control of the Mughals, on that area, the various governors, zamindars, they were appointed by the emperors to look after that area. They started to become powerful. They started to use their authorities over that areas, and they declared themselves as the king of that area, and so India started to divide it into the various kingdoms. So that is how the Delhi means which was the capital of the Mughals, that started to decline with its importance. Another new power that was also emerging on the horizon of the Indian politics, that was none but only the Britishers. So as I told you that Britishers entered in our country as a trader, but they started to interfere with the Indian politics, and they slowly they started to grab the political powers in their hand, and they started to control over India. So how that happened, we'll see this. The next point, that is the advent of European companies. So before that, what was the reason why the Britishers entered in our country? That also we should know. So the advent of European companies. The European traders started trading with the Eastern countries. Eastern countries means what? We. Because in our west, the European countries are there, and so to their east, we are there. So they started the trading with these Eastern countries, and they were earning very much profit through all these tradings. The rulers from these some European countries, they permitted the groups of a merchant to trade with these Eastern countries, and they also permitted them to form their companies. They established their trading centers in the various countries on the coast. Means whatever the group of merchants, they established their centers of trading on the coastal areas of the eastern countries. Why the coastal areas? Because in those days the waterways was the only source to get connected with the other foreign countries. In those days the airways were not available, as we know. Then these centers were called as a factories. Why? Because these officers, means whoever the officials were there who were working in that companies, they were called as a factors, and so these centers are called by the name factories. These companies were given the whole and sole powers, means whatever that European countries, they were given the whole and sole powers, that means the monopoly in the trading, and in return these rulers of that European countries, they were receiving the particular share of the profit from these group of merchants or the centers, we can say. So this is how the European company started to happen, means formed. Then among these, the English East India Company was one of them. So Queen Elizabeth I, she issued the official order to grant a permission to the East India Company to trade with East for 15 years. On 31st December 16th century, okay, that was the order which was issued. As per this order, no other trading company from England was permitted to trade with East, and it was a private company. That was, this East India Company was a private company. They got the permission, means they entered in our country, and they got the permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir in the 17th century to set up the factories in his areas, means in India. So the East India Company got the permission from Jahangir, and they set up their first factory at Surat, which is in Gujarat on the west coast of India, and Hurli on the West Bengal in east, in the east. So they trade the commodities. Commodities means what? That goods or the materials like spice, cotton, raw silk, salt, pet, textile, and indigo. Indigo, which was used for the purpose of a dye. So this is what the EIC, English East India Company. The next point is French East India Company, another European company. It was there, which was also entered in the eastern countries as a trader. That is French East India Company. The FEIC set up their factories at the Chandanagar, Bengal, Mahe, Kerala, Karaikal, Puducherry, and these were the centers of these company, and it was completely depend upon the French government, means the whole and sole powers or the authorities were in the hand of a French government of FIEEC. Okay, then rivalry in trade. Now obviously the many European countries, they entered in the eastern countries for the trading. So there was a rivalry, means the conflict started to arrive in between these companies. Why? To get the monopoly or to get the more and more profit. These European trading companies followed the policy of mercantilism, means what? The commercialism, means they were earning the more and more profit. They were supported by the respective government of their countries. Though the Royal Charter was issued by the Queen Elizabeth. Royal Charter means what? That official document which was issued by the Elizabeth. First, it was clearly mentioned that no other company from England could compete with the East India Company in the trading. They were not permitted. But the other European countries, they entered on the platform of the trading, so that could not prevent the other European companies from entering into the trade with Eastern world. In 1498, means earlier, in 1498, Vasco da Gama, that was a Portuguese explorer, he reached India, and Portuguese set up their base in Goa, means the Portuguese already reached in India as a trader. By the early 17th century, the Dutch and the French, they also arrived in India as a trader. So the Britishers were there, the Portuguese were there, French were there, Dutch were there. So all these companies, means from the companies from all these countries, they already came in India for getting more and more profit in the trade. So because of all these companies, the profit started to reduce. So obviously they started to share their profit, and so the profit reduced with these companies. So all they wanted to buy the goods at low prices in India and sell them at a very high prices in the other European countries. They became aggressive as they wanted to secure the marketplaces. So they wanted to earn the more and more profit. They started to conflict with each other. They regularly sank the other each other's ship, blocked routes, prevented rival ships from moving with supplies of goods, and they started to fortify their centers. Fortified means what? They started to form a compound or make a protection wall around their centers, and they also raised their own army for the purpose of a protection. So in the course of time, Portuguese and Dutch, they moved away from this competition because they don't want to be more with these conflicts. But the English and French started dominating each other. They were still in this competition. So through this, the Anglo-French rivalry, this is the next point which we are going to see. Okay, Anglo-French rivalry. For the trading interest, English and French clashed there for the 3 times with each other, and these were referred as a Carnatic Wars because these wars were fought in the state of present state Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is how the 3 battles were there between the French and the Britishers.